Senoras, folks. I'm gonna do my makeup. Cause I got an event to go to. I'm gonna go to Drew Offwellow's book signing. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm gonna go to Somerville. I'm gonna go with my friend. We're gonna go listen to her and her sister. Oh my god, I'm so excited. You have no idea how excited I am. But it's really early, but I have nothing else to do. I've got nothing else to do, but I'm gonna do my makeup. Ding. I'm gonna do my makeup. My skin is really, really dry right now. It needs some rescuing. These are my friends right now. I absolutely love this. I have been putting this on in between bases. This is like right here. I got this almost a week ago. I'm absolutely loving this. And this Kiehl's, I love it so much. And I've already gone through the ultra facial at night cream. The night cream, the jar is gone. The jar is gone. But I truly love this, and the face wash, still using it. Once it's gone, I'm going to cry. I need another. Kiehl's, if you're watching, love it. Love it down bad. My channel has been a bunch of different things because I'm an eclectic human being. I'm all sorts of things. My channel started off by being all about my weight loss journey. Here we are. I gained my weight back. I have now been posting my podcast on here because I've started recording it on video. If you have not listened to my podcast, go do it. There's a lot of good things on there. Lord have mercy. There's a lot of good things on there. But I also love to do makeup. I absolutely love to do makeup. And makeup has been one of my true passions forever. And I've gone through training, I've gone through courses, I've gone through everything, and I have sat behind the camera, behind the screen, watching every influencer, every makeup artist you can think of since I was a child. And I just am at a point in my life that I no longer do things for seeking attention. I no longer do things looking for followers, looking for engagement. Look, I am doing things because it brings me happiness. I do things because this brings me back to the joy of creating, the joy of creating looks, the joy of editing. It's the part that fuels me that I don't get to do at work, that I don't get to do on a day-to-day basis if I don't do this. And that's why I am on TikTok and on Instagram and on all other social media platforms, because I like seeing what others create and seeing what I can create. And I think that if that is the true purpose of social media and connecting with others and seeing what we can all create together, then I think we're doing it right. So let's get down to business. So with any good makeup look, the base has to be flawless. And in order to get the base flawless, you have to make sure that your skin is prepped. I always go in with my micellar water and make sure that any impurities are cleaned off and it's just ready to go so that I can moisturize. Or if I'm not going to moisturize the face, depending, because it'll depend on the primer that I'm using, because if I am using the One Size Secure the Sweat primer, you should not use a moisturizer on there because it'll peel off. So just be careful with what you're using and how it's going to come off. But if you have enough time, like myself, I have enough time, plenty of time in between, to do my moisturizing step routine, to have a perfectly hydrated face, to get a perfect foundation on. It's the way you act. And this baby is thick all over the face. A dot. A little dot. And then, before I start everything, the tip and trick that I've been loving, Aquaphor underneath the eyes, so that way the creasing minimizes for your concealer. Follow that. I have been loving it. It moisturizes like no other, I promise you. Also, I have been loving hydrating the lips. It just depends the level of hydration, or not even the level of hydration, but just what lip product I gravitate to. The one that I've been gravitating to has been the PhD hybrid lip oil from Haus. I am losing my mind today. They come in a little trio. I love it. It has a neutral, a secondary, and a tint, which I absolutely love. And I usually just go for the neutral or the secondary. The tint I usually take on the go if I'm looking for a little slight tint, like it says, to the lips. And it brings like a little nice pink to your natural lip color. But this just brings so much moisture, and as I'm doing my makeup, I just wipe it off, make sure that it's ready for my lip products for the makeup look. So we have moisturized our face, we have put some lip oil on our lips. You can either start with your base, or you can either start with your eyes. The trick is, you can either start with your eyebrows, or if you are truly just starting from scratch, you can start with your eyeshadow. I'm going to do my eyebrows, and you can skip this. Just follow and see and watch. This is how you learn. I promise you are not going to get it the first try. It takes practice. You should see pictures of me when I used to just put on my mom's MAC powder foundation, the compact foundation. Those were the days. I just did that and that with eyeshadow. I looked so cute. I'm so glad my mom told me to stop. Okay, I'm gonna start. So what I do with my brows, I like to glue them down. I use the NYX glue. This is affordable. There are other brands. This, I think it's like 10, 12 bucks, maybe even cheaper. But I like to brush this through the brows. And I'm literally almost done, so I like to squeeze it up. I like to, literally saw this from a TikTok creator, Bryn, and see how the glue comes up. And this is not real glue, so don't start using glue unless you're literally doing drag makeup or doing a look that requires you to glue your brows down. I have not been able to do a glue down look. I would love to do a drag look. I have not been able to. But we are going to glue down our brows. This just truly is so that our brows aren't all over the place, because our brows just usually have a mind of their own. And usually after you get to do this, you then get to fill in any parts that you see are bare. If you like to use eyeshadow to fill in, you can totally do that. If you like to use a pencil, you can totally do that. The choice is up to you. That is the fun thing about makeup. Makeup is one size your own. That is exactly what Patrick Starr says, and it's exactly true. Makeup should be your own, and there's not one way to do it. Makeup is truly unique to you. It defines you, and it should make you feel good at the end of it. It shouldn't make you feel like a whole different person. So now that they're dry, we're going to, in my mess of things, find a eyebrow pencil and fill these bitches in. Sorry, Mom. I know that she's gonna watch this because she has been asking for a makeup tutorial forever. You got it, Mom. You got it. Here it is. Follow along. An eyebrow pencil. Do you have one? It's okay if you don't, Mom. But an eyebrow pencil. I'm using the one size Brow Kiki, and I'm literally, wow, I did not notice I had that much of a mess. Y'all didn't tell me that I had that much glue on top. It's okay. It's okay. It's just drying down. Okay. So I only have very little parts that I don't have that much hair because it's been a couple of years since I've taken out or waxed my brows. So not much needs to be filled in. Grateful. But we just shape them up. Shape it up. Not heavy strokes. This is very light. We're just giving it some shape. You already gave it shape when you put the gel, the glue. So now that that's done, the next step is eyeshadow. If you want your shadow to last, have a base. You can either do, this is the NYX Shadow and Liner Primer. You can do a shadow primer, or you can use concealer. Those are your two options. I'm not going to judge if you go in and just do it without. I'm not going to judge. But if you are going out on the town, have a fancy event, this is what you're going to want so that your eyeshadow stays all night. And bonus, if you are using glitters, you are going to want this NYX glitter primer. I love this so much, and I'm apparently throwing it around. This NYX glitter primer will always be my number one. So I am just spreading that around because I am going to then go in with my finger and make sure that it's evenly spread all over my eyelid. I also want to note, I have not decided what kind of look I'm going for today. Love it! Welcome to a day with Andy. This is every day. This is every single day. Living with me. Every single day. I'm alone with my thoughts. I also just realized that I didn't take my medication. Who's out there mentally unstable without medication? After you evenly spread this all over, it's gonna stay like that. This is where you're going to start deciphering. Well, you should have deciphered before. Don't be like me. Already know what you want as a look. This is gonna be sticky, okay? Not super sticky in the sense of like a glue per se, but it is gonna be sticky in the sense that it's going to gravitate to grab your shadow. That is the purpose of it. So when you are starting to blend out your shadows on top, it will automatically just stick to that one place, and you'll feel like it's almost tricky to blend out. Don't be surprised by that. Make sure that you don't have that much product on your brush. Okay, I will show you. Alrighty, don't ask me why, but I have been feeling like the blue is calling my name. So we're going to be using my Mikayla X Glamlite. This palette has seen better days. Okay, so we're also not going to judge that. My Mikayla Glamlite palette, I love it. We're going to be using the whole bottom row, the blues, because it's so cute and beautiful. I also want you to note, do you see that it's starting to crease up a little bit? Just use your finger to blend it out again. It's totally normal for that to happen. It's just product buildup in that segment again, because you haven't put anything on there, okay? So, for your eyelid, we're going to start with the whole eyelid part, not the crease. The crease is going to be where we smoke out a little bit darker color. For the lighter part, which is above, we are going to be using a little bit of a bigger brush like this. I would say that that's a big brush in the sense of like it's not smaller, more finite. Finite. I'm going to be using no hash lines. That Boston accent was terrible, but it's this little like periwinkle color, and I'm going to cover that. There's excess, and start putting that in. It's very light, and that's okay. We don't want to quicken the process and be like, what's going on? All over the eyelid. At this point, once it's like patted in, you can start going in circular motions. I will say, in the sense of us getting to know each other better, just so y'all know, I grew up moving around a little bit, but I grew up in Pennsylvania for a little bit of time, and you will not guess who my neighbor was. It's that me espresso. Please, please, please. Hopefully you got it by now. Yes. I was neighbors with Sabrina Carpenter. She was very, very young, so I was hanging out with her sisters way more. But yes, that is one thing. Fun fact about me. Another fun fact is that I have moved around several times, but anchor base was always Puerto Rico. And I studied theater in college. There you go. Those are my three fun facts. Three fun facts for today. Alright, so now we're going to do a color in the crease. We're going to go with this little bit darker one, which is making me a little bit nervous. Not really, but it is making me a little bit nervous because I don't know why I decided to go with blue, but we're going with blue today. We're committing, okay? We are committing. So this brush is slightly smaller, okay? It's going to make sure that we are a little bit more precise in that crease area because we don't want it to be a muddy mess and us creating this color all over the lid. We want it to be very finite in the crease, okay? All right. Glad you're following along because you could get lost. And I don't want you to get lost. I want us to have fun and do our makeup together. Product is on there in the crease for a little bit. And it's okay if it goes a little bit below because we can smoke out our glitter shadow or the other shadow that we're going to put on our eyelid. And don't worry if it gets underneath because we can clean that up with micellar water afterwards. Let's see, you're just blending out both colors in the crease area and the outer part. It should shape to like a V. You can bring that out. And if it's not fully out, that just means you don't have enough product. That's totally fine. Wing it out. Wing it out a little bit. And again, we're going to clean that up with micellar water afterwards. You just, and it's beautiful. Do you see that? Dimension. Dimension. We love that. I think I'm going to go with the pop-in shimmer, like very white. Don't want to go blue because I feel like that might be too much blue. Let's see. Because this white is kind of in on the blue side. Let's see. Maybe? Let's see. Now, I usually use my finger for this. You can totally use another type of brush for this. I just feel comfortable with my finger. I feel like I can adequately place where I want things to be. And I just bring it up to where it needs to be. And don't worry, we're going to add a liner on there. and all that jazz. And we're gonna add highlighter, we're gonna add foundation, all of that. I'm so glad that we're doing this. I'm so glad that you're here, because this is a look that this is just like a 3-step eyeshadow look. And it looks beautiful, beautiful. And you can use any colors that you like. You can go back in and just make sure that there's some color connecting and it's not too messy or crazy. I think it looks perfect. Perfect. Ta-da! This is when we do any type of color correcting that you would like to do. Again, if you do not feel confident and don't know how to do color correction, that is totally fine. Color correction is just essentially looking at the color wheel like we did back in kindergarten and looking at the color opposite. I don't know why I can't say that word. Looking at the color opposite to that color wheel, and that's the color that's going to cancel out that color. So for instance, a lot of times those dark circles underneath our eyes can be canceled out with like orange or pinks, depending on the colors that we have pronounced through our veins. So it just depends on our skin tone and our undertones and all that. So I think it's really important that you understand that. So if you are not confident and you do not know, you can totally ask somebody to help you out with that. But you do not need to get to that point. So you can totally just use your normal concealer, foundation, all that stuff. I'm going to go in and do my primer, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's sharpen these lines first. And make sure to clean the glitter that's underneath. And like that. It's not going to do much of a difference because I kind of stayed right where I needed to be, but you can see a little bit of that. I'm going to put my primer. I like using this NYX Plump Right Back for just like my everyday look. If I am going for like a more high-end event, I'm gonna use my One Size stuff, okay? I'm just not gonna use that for an everyday look. So this one is very sticky and I love it. It's one of my go-tos. I literally just bought like 2. Ow, I just bit myself. I guess you can say I'm eager right now. And we're gonna let that get a little bit tacky. We are also gonna put Aquaphor underneath the eye, so let me get that real quick. So much moisture comes back underneath the eye with this. I don't like Scott Barnes is just it. He knows what he's doing. Scott Barnes has done JLo's makeup, so many iconic people's makeup. Listen to what he says, okay? Just listen. So I'm letting this air dry a little bit, and we're gonna go in with my Huda Beauty Fill Filter Corrector. I'm using Cherry Blossom. This is the color that's perfect for me, and it's not gonna be so dark, because a lot of times when we use like orange to correct under the skin, it's too dark for us, and then it looks very much like we got punched underneath the eye. So pink is the right color for me. And you put this like you are placing concealer wherever you need to color correct. I leave that on there. You're going to use, I use the same one as I'm going to blend out my concealer. So I use this type of brush because I like the fluffiness. You do not have to use the same brush as I do. Use something that you like. If you like using a sponge, go for it. I'm not a sponge girly. I'm a brush girly. So I like to push that into the skin, blend that out, and make sure that the product is really getting in there, and dabbing that in. I don't like to drag that in because, again, I want the product to stay in the skin. I don't want to disrupt barriers. I want it to stay for a long period of time. And maybe I'm just thinking that it's working, but I think it works. I think my base always looks pretty well or organized, or I don't even know what I'm saying. But let's get our foundation on. I'm going to be using my Skin Focus Foundation, The Performer About Face in M2 Neutral. I love this foundation so much. I truly do. It's one of my favorites. It is my go-to for like every day. My other go-to everyday foundation is my Haus Labs. Love her down. Love her down. These are literally the only two foundations that I love. And then the other like one that I use is a skin tint, which is the Win Beauty skin tint. Love it. Love it. The only thing that I would love this foundation to have is a pump. I don't necessarily love that it has the little doe foot. That's it. That is my one complaint. Besides that, I'm A-okay. I can live. But if I were to make it, I would love that. Again, we are pounding. We are going to push that into the skin, making sure that we blend down to the neck. Because right now it's summer and I've been in the sun, and honestly my skin is like 3 different colors. So yeah. I changed my like office makeup studio, and now I can see out the window. I feel like a squirrel. Like, I feel like Doug the dog, or whatever. Is it Doug? I feel like the dog from Up. Because I keep having like these squirrel moments that I just like ponder out into space. And I'm just like, squirrel? What's going on? Hello? The tricky part about having your eye makeup done is that obviously you have to be careful, yes, but you can do it, I promise. When it comes to the neck, I usually just, I can go down because it doesn't have to be too perfect. It's just making sure that it just gets everywhere. Again, I told y'all at the beginning that I've been loving this, and we're layering this baby up, okay? This is the all-nighter hyaluronic acid with watermelon extract. It smells amazing. I love this. This is a setting spray, and it helps to set in between, and this is one of those sprays that you want to have in your makeup bag, so that way you have something to layer in between so that your makeup stays on for longer. If you are one of these people that are constantly asking yourself, why is my makeup not lasting? It's because there's no prep in between. There's no prep beforehand. There's no prep afterwards. That's it. Set in between, set after, set before. You need it. We need it. I need it. Sorry, that was a lot. But truly, we do need to set our faces. It's a lot. Okay, we're going to use contour now. I like to contour with the Thread Cosmetics Medium Cool foundation stick. You can use any type of contour stick. There are contour products. This is just one that I like. I found it at Target. I got it at Target. It was inexpensive and easy to use because it comes in a stick. Another one that I love to use is the Danessa Myricks palette. Love that product so much because it has like blushes as well. It's an everything palette. With contour, we're just gonna tap that in. Tap, 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 tap. Try to stick in the high points. High points? Wherever you see that you get sun-kissed and bronzy, that's where we're keeping that. Where you create that natural shadow. I will say that this foundation stick also has helped me whenever my foundation has been too light. Like I have another the Performer foundation from About Face that is too light, but I'm not going to return it because I've used it when I was too light, and this revives my face. So it's just like the perfect everyday, it's honestly perfect foundation contour stick that will help you get to where you need to be. Now we're bronzed up. At this point, we are going to do blush. We're going to use our Rare Beauty. This is very pigmented, okay? I like blush. Don't you judge me. We don't judge, okay? I hope you know that. And with your liquid blush, you're gonna put it right where you put your blush normally for powdered blush. I will say I usually go all over underneath because I do like the look of kind of like a rosy under eye look. I have been really liking that. But if you don't like that, you can definitely keep your blush look to the high points. Totally fine. It all depends on what it is that you like. Again, makeup is a practice that everyone should just figure out what it is that you like that works for you. Learn different steps from different people and then figure out pieces that it is that you like. And then once you have that, you are perfect. You are golden. Then we are going to use our Haus Labs concealer. I love this concealer, okay? It is one of my favorites. I love how hydrating it is. I love how it literally is one of those products that like works with anything that you add to it. It's one of those products that you don't have to worry that like it's not another Haus Labs product. This is what I'm talking about, carving out your nose. Make sure that you're coming down super straight. Boom. With this setting spray, you do have to shake it, okay? Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. I love it. Same brush that we blended out our color corrector. We are going to blend this out. Blend it out. I'm glad that you are here. I'm glad that we are building community. I'm glad that we are finding fun things to do together, such as our makeup. I'm glad that you are hopefully listening to my podcast and learning together, because I think it's important to learn together, grow together. I learn and grow with my friends all the time. I am so grateful for all of my friendships because they push me to be a better person. I am just so grateful for the person that I have become in the 31 years of life. And if you didn't know that, yes, I am 31. But I'm just so grateful to be here to celebrate these moments. Even if this is just simply a time capsule for myself, so be it. You have to create peace for yourself, and this is peaceful practices for me. I just go in with the rest of my concealer and just clean up anything that I need to clean up. As you can see, we're very glossy right now. We're gonna go with some setting powder. The setting powder that I'm going to use is the one size one that I'm running out of, okay? Running out of. Desperately doubt that I have. There's like nothing left. How I like to set my face is a powder puff. You take the powder on here. You see that it's on there. Make sure to tap that on the back of your hand. It's now evenly on your powder puff, and then evenly distribute. You see the difference? Yeah. Okay. I love that for us. Y'all, it just started downpouring. Holy shit. It just started downpouring. Do you see that? I'm never ready for the level of blurring and mattifying that this powder does. I mean, I truly am always stunned. Too stunned to speak. And I always I have fallen in love with these powder puffs because I mean, before I would just use my brush, and I still use my brush. I use like a really big, dense, fluffy brush, but with this I can be more accurate where I place it. And then after I'm done like placing where I want to place it at, I can go ahead and go in with my brush and like fine tune wherever it needs to go again. Boom. See, this is my brush that I take and just buff it in. It doesn't have to be this big, but this is just the different sizes that I have. And remember that you are going to add some more blush to the face. You can add some more warmth to the face if you'd like, because you have now mattified a lot of what you've already put onto your face. So I like to go ahead and use my Butter Melt bronzer from NYX. Bring a little bit of warmth back onto the face. Again, we take off some of that excess. Bring some warmth, nothing crazy. These are super pigmented, so make sure to take off the excess. My Haus Labs blush, French Rosette. Just bring back a little bit of color back to the face. Beautiful. Nothing too crazy. I also, for me, I love a little bit of a rosy nose. I don't know why, I just do. Now for highlight, some people don't like highlight, I do. I love my Haus Labs Bio Radiant Gel in Sunstone. It just, again, it's one of those highlighters that like is natural, but like you can totally brighten it up and make it your own. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Look at that. And you can literally keep on placing some more and make it so bright and stunning. And it's literally just like so pretty, and it just melts into your skin. In the bridge of your nose, on the tip of your nose, and then I like to put a little bit in the inner corner of my eyelid as well. There we go. Just a tiny bit, nothing crazy. And then I like to put a little bit underneath my brow bone. Boom. Love it. I also love to say boom a lot. My liner. I love to use a one size liner. And I'm going to follow. Liner is very difficult for me. There are certain things that are difficult for people, okay? More in silence. That's one wing. Oh! Woo. I think I did it. Yeah. Sometimes you just have to hold your breath. But yes, now we do that, and then we finish it off by putting on some mascara. I don't do falsies all the time. We can do that video another time. Now, before I show you mascara and everything done, these are my setting sprays that I love. You've already met the all-nighter. Makeup Revolution. This fixing spray, love it. The one size, tried and true, love it. The other one that I love, that I don't have here, that's sold out, my Kryolan spray. Moment of silence. That one does not budge. We don't talk about her. Okay, we're gonna do mascara, which I always need a good waterproof mascara, because if not, that's the first thing that's running. Okay, first thing, because see, I smile a lot. Those touch my cheeks. Yep. That is one thing that I have learned in my 31 years of life. I cannot wear anything that is not waterproof. Now, you ask my mother, she cannot wear anything waterproof. You see how we're all different? You have to find things that work for you. You just can't go off based on, just because I say I wear waterproof, it might not work for you. Okay? It might just not. And for me, I sweat a lot, I smile a lot, I also cry a lot. I am a crybaby. And I cannot use anything but. Okay? So don't just go out there and buy a waterproof mascara and just be like, I don't like it. I know. Maybe you have some sensory problems with waterproof mascara because it dries up. It is very drying. Also, not because of anything, I have been absolutely in love with this lip, and I hate it because it's so fucking expensive. But fucking Robin Rihanna Fenty. What did you put in this liner? Tell us. Because it's amazing. It's gorgeous. This one is traced out. What's crazy is I'm usually not even like a color lip girly. You can ask anybody. I'm a lip gloss girl. But when I tell you that this lip combo has a hold on me, I line it out, fill it in a little bit, and then I'm gonna go in Blazed Donut in the High Shine Fenty. Again, Why do you do this to me? Why does this work? Why? Okay. I hate myself that it works and that I love it. We just set our face with the Revolution Super Fix Super Hold Misting Spray. That's one. We're gonna let this air dry a little bit. There you go. There you have it. Makeup look. Done. Thanks for following me. This is the first time that I do my makeup long form. Let me know if I should do this again. This was kind of chaotic.